Have you ever wondered about the origins of the sweet granules you put in your coffee every morning? Let's take a step back in time to uncover the history of sugar. This sweet journey begins in the lush tropical landscapes of Southeast Asia, where locals first discovered how to extract sweetness from the towering sugarcane plants. Sugar was indeed a delicacy, a sweet treat reserved for royalty and the elite. As traders journeyed across continents, so too did sugar, making its way to the Arabian Peninsula. Here, sugar was not only a luxury item, but also a precious commodity, playing a significant role in trade and politics. Arab traders, known for their extensive network of trade routes, introduced sugar to the Mediterranean. The sweet substance quickly captivated the palates of Europeans during the Middle Ages. However, sugar was no everyday indulgence. Its high cost and the complexity of its production meant that it remained a luxury, a sweet temptation for the wealthy. As centuries passed, the desire for this sweet substance only grew, leading to its cultivation in various parts of the world. But it was the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century that truly changed the game. The advent of modern machinery simplified the production process, making sugar more accessible and affordable. From then on, sugar transformed from an expensive spice to a staple in households worldwide. Today, the sugar industry is worth an impressive $67 billion, a testament to our enduring love for all things sweet. Despite the changes over the centuries, one thing remains unchanged: the source of sugar. Sugarcane, the tall green plant first discovered in Southeast Asia, continues to be the primary source of sugar globally. From a luxury item for the few, sugar has evolved into an everyday essential for many. And that, my friends, is the sweet history of sugar. Stay tuned as we continue our journey, from the sugarcane fields to the bustling sugar factories. Today, sugarcane remains the primary source of sugar. But how does it transform from a tall leafy plant into sweet crystals? It all begins in the sugarcane field. This is where the magic of nature and the mastery of human skill come together to set the stage for the sweet symphony of sugar production. Imagine sprawling green fields under the warm sun, their soil nourished by the elements, and the diligent care of skilled farmers. Each sugarcane stalk is a testament to nature's bounty and human perseverance. From planting to nurturing, each stage of cultivation is crucial. It's a dance between the sun, the soil, and the sugarcane, all orchestrated by the hard-working farmers. As the sugarcane matures, the fields become a sea of towering leafy stalks heavy with sweet sap. The harvest season arrives, and with it, the hum of machinery and the rhythmic cadence of skilled workers. Harvesting is not a hasty affair, it requires precision and care. Each stalk is cut at the base, preserving the roots for the next crop, while the tops are removed for replanting. The harvested sugarcane, packed with natural sweetness, is then loaded onto transport vehicles. As the sun sets, these vehicles make their way from the fields to the factories, carrying their sweet cargo. The day ends, but the journey of the sugarcane is just beginning. With the sugarcane harvested, the next stage of the sugar-making process begins: milling. This is where the transformation from field to factory truly takes place. As the sugarcane enters the factory, it bids farewell to its days under the sun and begins its metamorphosis into the sweet crystals we all know and love. But that, dear listeners, is a story for another time. Join us next time as we continue to unravel the sweet journey of sugar from field to factory and beyond. The milling process is where the magic happens, turning harvested sugarcane into sweet juice. Let's dive into the steps involved. The milling journey begins with the harvested sugarcane, raw and ready for transformation. This sturdy plant, filled with sweet potential, is first crushed in large milling machines. It's a powerful sight as the sugarcane is pressed, releasing its precious juice, the first step towards the sugar we all know and love. But we're not quite there yet. This extracted juice is far from the pure sweetness we're aiming for. It's time for purification. The juice is heated and treated with lime, a process that encourages impurities to rise to the surface. This scum is then skimmed off, leaving us with a cleaner juice. Yet, one round of purification is not enough to achieve the desired purity. The juice undergoes filtration, where it passes through a series of fine mesh screens. These screens catch any remaining impurities, ensuring the juice is as pure as possible. Now you may be wondering, why all this effort to purify the juice? Well, the answer is simple. The purer the juice, the better the sugar. Each step in the milling process is meticulously designed to get us one step closer to pure crystalline sugar. At this stage, we're left with a clear, sweet liquid known as sugarcane juice. It's a delightful concoction filled with the natural sweetness of sugarcane. But it's not yet sugar. The journey from field to factory, from sugarcane to sugar, is far from over. So what's next for our sugarcane juice? Well, it's time to concentrate this sweet liquid to intensify its sweetness and bring us one step closer to sugar. But that's a story for our next scene. With a clear, sweet liquid in hand, it's time to turn our sugarcane juice into sugar. And so the art of milling draws to a close, setting the stage for the next exciting phase of our sweet journey. Stay tuned as we delve into the fascinating world of sugar crystallization. The journey from sugarcane juice to sugar involves a fascinating transformation. Let's explore the process of evaporation and crystallization. Once we have the sweet, clear liquid known as sugarcane juice, the next step is to concentrate this juice into a syrup. This process happens in a part of the sugar mill known as the evaporator. Here, the sugarcane juice is heated, causing the water content to evaporate and leaving behind a thick, sweet syrup. This syrup is not just sweet, but also rich in sucrose, the scientific name for table sugar. But we're not quite there yet. The sucrose is still mixed with other elements within the syrup, and our next step is to separate it out. This is where the process of crystallization comes into play. Crystallization is a marvel of chemistry. The syrup is placed in a large vessel called a vacuum pan and heated under vacuum conditions. This process causes the water content in the syrup to evaporate, further concentrating the syrup. As the concentration of sucrose increases, sugar crystals begin to form. These crystals are tiny at first, but as the process continues, they grow in size. A stream of syrup is continuously added to the vacuum pan, providing more sucrose for the crystals to feed on and grow. This process is carefully controlled to ensure the crystals grow to just the right size. Once the sugar crystals have reached the desired size, the mixture of crystals and syrup, now known as massicrete, is sent to a centrifuge. Here, the sugar crystals are separated from the remaining syrup. The result is raw sugar, a product that is already sweet and can be used in its raw form. But to get the white, granulated sugar that we are all familiar with, there's one more step. The raw sugar crystals have to be refined to remove any remaining impurities. This process transforms the raw sugar into the pure, white crystals we know and love. With raw sugar crystals in hand, the final step is refining. So join us in our next scene as we explore the final stages of sugar production, where raw sugar is refined to perfection. The final stop on our sugar journey is the refinery, where raw sugar is transformed into the white, granulated sugar we use every day. This step in the process, my friends, is where the magic really happens. The raw sugar crystals still have some impurities and color that need to be removed. This is done through a series of refining steps. First, the raw sugar is dissolved in water to create a sugary liquid. This liquid is then clarified to remove any remaining impurities. The clarified syrup is then filtered to remove any remaining solids. Now, we're left with a clear, sweet syrup. But we're not done refining just yet. This syrup is then decolorized. This is usually done through a process known as carbonation or through the use of ion exchange resins. The end result is a clear, colorless syrup. This clear syrup is then crystallized. It's heated and then cooled, causing sugar crystals to form. These crystals are then spun in a centrifuge to separate them from the remaining liquid. The crystals are dried, resulting in the white, granulated sugar you're familiar with. But before this sugar can be packaged and sent to stores, it has to pass some quality checks. These checks ensure that the sugar is of the highest quality and meets all food safety standards. Once the sugar has passed these tests, it's ready to be packaged and shipped out. And that, my friends, is how raw sugar is transformed into the white, granulated sugar we use every day. It's a complex process, but it's one that's been perfected over centuries. So, the next time you sweeten your coffee or bake a cake, remember the journey that sugar took to get to your table, from the fields where sugarcane is grown, to the mills where the sugar is extracted, to the refineries where it's purified and crystallized. And there you have it, the journey of sugar from the field to your table, a sweet journey indeed.